This is Sebastian from Artistic Spin. In today's video, I'll be going over a tool that most designers use on a daily basis, and when making logos or designs, or just custom shapes overall. We will be going over Illustrator's pen tool. So if you have Illustrator open, please follow along, and if you're stuck, please let me know in the comments if there is anything specific that you may be stuck on, and I'll show you the common basics on how to use the pen tool. So right over here on the left hand side, on the second column, you would see the pen tool located on the top right over here. You can click on that, or if you use the hotkey P to click on that, and it brings you over to the pen tool just like this. So you click P and it brings you over to the pen tool. Now the pen tool is very used with making custom shapes and making very straight and ergonomic lines. So you would click on over here, and I just made a point, and notice that you would see this little line right over here that gets you to where it's going to connect to somewhere, but you haven't clicked on it yet. So I'm going to click right over here, and notice it just made a second point, and now these 2 points are now connected. So you can make like a custom shape, you can repeat the same step, make a little custom shape, repeat it over and over again. And how they were able to fix this mistake, I'll go over that in a bit. So go ahead, complete this shape, and notice when you're getting close to the start of the starting point, you will see this little circle sign on the pen tool itself. So you would click on that and you would complete the pen tool connection. And how you're able to get rid of this, notice on how there is a minus sign. Now the minus sign helps kind of take away the points that are not needed, or if you need something that needs to be fixed or whatnot, this would help it. And this will make a straight line going across from this point to this point, and it gets rid of the one that's in the middle, the anchor point in the middle. So you would have to do the same thing. This one little point is intersecting the inside of the shape. That's something that you do not want. You would click on that, and now it gets rid of it. And you also could see there's like a little plus sign. Now, with these little indicators, you can also see down the top side, it also has the add anchor tool point and the delete anchor tool point. This one I'll go over in a bit. But mainly I'll show you how to use these sort of anchor points. So just kind of mess around, see what needs to get rid of. If there's too many points of something, you can always just get rid of these certain points that you don't need. Or if you just want to add some of these back, you can click on a little segment line right over here, and you could just kind of play around with that little anchor point that you just added. Same thing, you can go over here, but you have to have the object selected in order to do the addition or the subtraction of the anchor points. So you can do that. You can move around and make it like a little P. Now this is also really used in making custom letters and logo designs. And you can also use these guys to make curved lines. Now how you're able to do that is that you first click on the point right over here, and instead of just instantly clicking on the next anchor point, you hold on to the anchor point, and these have these little brackets. These are what they're called, the curved line bracket. So this could help make rounded shapes of what you need for your design. If you want to make an offset circle, go right ahead. You just made an offset circle. Or if you want to make a little line and you want to have it start off with an anchor that's curved, you can make a little shape right over here. And notice on how I was able to go through my starting line. So how you were able to get out of that situation if you do make a mistake you hold on spacebar and it makes you move the anchor point around, but you're still holding on to that anchor key. So while that you're still holding on to the spacebar and your left mouse click, you can move around this anchor point right over here. You can let this be over here and it fixes it. So go right ahead and we're just going to go and fix that. And there you go. Now you made a wonky looking S right over here. Now this would be really cool if you were like making some sort of really weird kind of type font. It's very, very artistic. So over here, let's go ahead and delete that. Oh, and before I forget, I did mention that I would be going over this little tool right over here on the side that's below the delete anchor point tool. So let's go ahead and make a curved line and make everything kind of just straight. All right. So what would we do over here? You would click on this. You would click either Shift C or just hold the key right over here. And this little dialog box will be popping up on this side right over here where it shows anchor point tool. So what you would do is that it will make different points and curves onto their anchor points right over here. Like normally this will be a straight anchor point. You just turned it into a curved anchor point, making it kind of going over round curves and just messing around with how you want to make different various curves in your objects. Oh, and I also just want to mention that whenever that you are using the pen tool, notice on how whenever that you are making a shape, whatever it may be, it also has a fill on this little section of that shape. It'll be right over here where the fill and the stroke will be in. So these are the two areas to where you can pick and choose what kinds of colors that you want to have inside. Like you want to have a gray or a blue kind of stroke on the shape. You can change it however you may like. Have it go inwards or outwards, have rounded corners, and it basically helps fill in whenever you are making your own different shapes. Now, whenever that you are tracing over, say, like an image of something, like an animal, whenever that you may want to trace, say it be a picture of a deer, and you want to trace out an outline, what you would like to do is that you would like to have a stroke actually going across the outline of the deer. And this basically would definitely help you out in terms of just getting the basic shape. And whenever that you are not being able to, like, say, see what kind of image, or if you're not able to see because the lines are obstructing the image itself, you can always just go onto the object itself of the image, and you can kind of change whatever color the stroke is. That way it's a little more easier for you. Whenever that you may be tracing, this would be easier for you to do a basic outline of, say, the deer silhouette. That's also something that I want to kind of go over that with you. So whenever that you are going over a design for, say, a logo, that is also something that you can also do. Now, using the pen tool can sometimes be very intimidating for those who are coming in to being a graphic artist or a logo designer or being just an overall illustrator into this program. This is where the tutorial comes in. It's not really all that hard. There's also another pen tool that's right over here, which specifically uses the curvature tool. So you can click on over here. And it leaves it right over here. Doesn't make a line or anything like that, but just as soon as you click on the second part of the node and you move around your mouse, you can see that there is an arc. There is an arc going on, and you can go ahead and click on this point, and it makes that half circle. If you want to complete this or move around this anchor point or where you want to have it be in a different area, you can do that too. Or if you want to complete it, go ahead and click on that. And there you go. And you can kind of finick around with using the direct selection tool. And you can kind of finick around just for a little bit and just click on these little nodes. Click on these nodes. These blue squares are over here. If you want to click on any of these individual ones, you would click on this specific one right over here, and it only moves around that specific part of the node. You can go ahead and click on the entire object, and it moves the entire object. So go right ahead. And that's pretty much all the bases of the pen tools. So how I would use that in effect is that I have a couple of examples that I would like to show you that's going to pop up on the screen in about a few seconds. These are using the pen tool, these landscapes, these logo designs, the mascot that I actually had used and made are all used with the pen tool. Well, thank you guys for coming in and watching this tutorial on how to use the pen tool. If there's any other questions that you would like to maybe learn, or maybe you want to know specific things that's about the pen tool, this is the basic tutorial. I will go more in depth in the future later on. Alrighty, I hope that everyone is having a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.